up here on I-75?
I don't know where your phone is. I'm sorry.
Are you blindfolded if you have pressed the button?
Imagine coming home from work to find your two young children alone, crying in their crib. Your wife is nowhere to be found. Her purse is still on the counter. Her car is in the driveway. It's like she simply vanished into thin air. This is the nightmare that Nathan Lee walked into on January 17, 2008, in Northport, Florida. What began as a frantic missing person call would soon evolve into a desperate race against time, involving multiple 911 calls, a brave woman fighting for her life, and a series of missed opportunities that would haunt an entire community. This is the story of Denise Amber Lee, a 21-year-old mother whose quick thinking during her final hours would not only help catch her killer, but would also change emergency response systems across an entire state. That Thursday afternoon started like any other day for the Lee family. 21-year-old Denise Amber Lee was home caring for her two young sons, 2-year-old Noah and 6-month-old Adam. Her husband Nathan was at work. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary in their quiet Northport neighborhood. But when Nathan returned home around 3:30 in the afternoon, he discovered a scene that would turn his world upside down. Both children were in the same crib, crying and alone. Denise was gone. Nathan immediately called 911 to report his wife missing. The call went to the Sarasota County Emergency Dispatch Center, and a massive search operation kicked into gear. Denise's father, Rick Goff, was a sergeant with the nearby Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, and he joined the frantic effort to find his daughter. Every second counted, but at that moment, nobody knew just how urgent the situation truly was. An early break came when a neighbor reported seeing an unusual green Camaro pull into the Lee's driveway approximately 1 hour before Nathan arrived home. This detail would prove crucial, but what happened next transformed this case from a missing person investigation into something far more sinister. Then came the call that changed everything. While police were searching for Denise, dispatchers received another 911 call, but this one was different. This call was from Denise herself. She had managed to secretly dial 911 using her abductor's cell phone. On the recording, you can hear Denise speaking carefully, trying to communicate with the dispatcher while also addressing her captor. Her voice is desperate yet controlled, a woman fighting for her life with the only weapon she had left, her intelligence. "Please let me go. Please let me go. I just want to see my family again," Denise pleaded on the call. "My name is Denise. I'm married to a beautiful husband, and I just want to see my kids again." Chris Morales, the lead detective on the case, later explained in an exclusive interview that when that call came in, investigators immediately knew they were dealing with an abduction. The race was now on to find Denise before it was too late. Police traced the phone number to an unemployed plumber named Michael King, who had no connection to Denise whatsoever. He was going through foreclosure on his home and drove a green Camaro. When investigators later searched King's residence, they found evidence that chilled them to the bone: a hair tie belonging to Denise and duct tape with long brown hair stuck to it. Hair that authorities believed came from their missing victim. But there was another critical call that day, one that could have made all the difference. Jane Kowalski was driving down a highway in the area when she spotted something alarming. She saw a green Camaro with what appeared to be a child in the back seat, screaming and banging frantically on the window. "I looked over and I see the guy, it's clear as day," Kowalski reported in her own 911 call. "There's the little window in the back, and the hands coming up and just hitting that window." This was the moment that would haunt investigators and the community for years to come. Kowalski's call went to Charlotte County's 911 dispatch, which was separate from the Sarasota County dispatch that had received Denise's call and Nathan's initial missing person report. In a tragic breakdown of communication, Kowalski's call was not immediately dispatched to officers searching for Denise. Instead, the information was written on a piece of paper, rather than being entered into the emergency system. By the time law enforcement became aware of this crucial eyewitness account, precious time had been lost. It was a major screw-up. When I say major, I mean it could have saved her life, Rick Goff, Denise's father, would later say. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office conducted an internal investigation and found that proper procedure had been violated. 2 dispatchers were temporarily suspended, given remedial training, and placed on 6 months of probation. However, the agency maintained that even if the call had been properly dispatched, it would not have made a difference in locating Denise in time. This claim remains disputed to this day. Approximately 5 hours after Denise was first reported missing, the Florida Highway Patrol pulled over Michael King in his green Camaro. He was soaking wet and possessed a gas can and a dirty shovel. Inside his vehicle, police would later discover Denise's heart-shaped Valentine's Day ring from Nathan. 2 days later, on January 19th, police made the discovery that everyone had feared. Denise's body was found in nearby woods. She had been sexually assaulted, shot, and buried in a shallow grave 4 feet deep. She was only 21 years old. The evidence against Michael King was overwhelming. When his trial began, prosecutors presented forensic evidence linking him directly to Denise. Her hair and personal belongings were found in both his home and his Camaro. His defense team argued he was innocent and pointed out that the murder weapon was never recovered. But the jury saw through this defense. After deliberating for less than 2 hours, they found Michael King guilty on all counts: first-degree murder, kidnapping, and sexual battery. In September 2009, he was sentenced to death, where he remains today on Florida's death row. But the story didn't end with the conviction. Denise's final hours, her bravery in calling 911, and the tragic breakdown in emergency communication sparked something powerful. Her family refused to let her death be in vain. They channeled their grief into action, determined to ensure that what happened to Denise would never happen to another family. Denise's sister Amanda became a 911 dispatcher herself and has remained in the emergency services industry. Nathan Lee started the Denise Amber Lee Foundation and has traveled across the country sharing Denise's story with 911 emergency workers, hoping to prevent similar tragedies. Most significantly, the family helped pass the Denise Amber Lee Act, which established new statewide standards for 911 operator and dispatcher training in Florida. The law requires dispatchers to undergo more than 200 hours of comprehensive training. Years later, Denise's sons Noah and Adam, now teenagers, shared their mother's story in their first television interview. We're a part of her, and I feel like people hearing from us can see how important she was, how amazing she was, and see how big of a hole that is left because she's not here, Adam said. Through their continued advocacy, Denise's legacy lives on, not just in the memories of those who loved her, but in the improved emergency response systems that now help protect others. The story of Denise Amber Lee reminds us that behind every 911 call is a human being in crisis, and that every second matters in emergency situations. Her courage in those final moments helped bring her killer to justice and sparked reforms that have undoubtedly saved lives. If this story moved you, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our in-depth true crime investigations. Give this video a thumbs up to help others discover Denise's story and the important changes that came from her tragedy. Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going about how we can continue improving emergency response systems in our communities. Remember, awareness can save lives. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.